the thing about it's another solution. As you know, there's as I said before, there's a ton of security solutions out there that are going to provide, or some of them claim to provide context and drive out meaningful alerts. So what we tend to find when the solutions are kind of misconfigured or there's a lot of kind of manual configuration that's needed here is that the solutions end up sending out alerts for absolutely everything, right? So, and obviously we know that when we get alerts from all these different systems, we start to kind of almost ignore them. We become desensitized to these kind of alerts as well. So, do you think that by introducing a solution like this and applying policy as a code, do you really think that it's possible to reduce or even eliminate alert fatigue?
100%. I think we see it across the enterprises that we work with today. Our customers come to us and they say, look, I've tried products that are in the market. And on day one, they generate north of 20,000 alerts. By the day 30, they're generating three times that. And by the 90th day, they're generating three times that, four times that. How can you actually solve the problem if you cannot solve the false positive rate and the alert fatigue? Right. So our focus is, in order for us to solve the security problem, we must solve the operational problem first. So when you take it from that perspective, how can we eliminate false positives and alert fatigue? Is by starting with a good policy baseline. And policy baseline is the guardrails and policies that have to be in place according to the risk and the application that you need to apply those policies to. So think about globally applying policy. So we created technology that allows us to customize those policies based on the business requirement, right? The business requirements are different from every business, and they're different depending on the application and the risk matrix or the risk framework that they're running. So Secberus platform allows you to really customize those policies in the policy baseline. So that's the first step of eliminating false positives. Because if the business requirements are in place, then when you violate a business requirement, you have eliminated a big chunk of the false positives. But now let's get to the second step, which is alert fatigue. One of the things that if you look at traditional solutions is that they send the wrong alerts to the wrong person. If you send alerts to the wrong person, the person that's receiving the alert, if they have no context on the application and they have no context on the business, they're going to either ignore or spend a lot of time investigating the alert. So investigation time is overwhelming. They're going to drop it and move on. And if they have no context, they're going to drop it and move on, right? So no human can actually spend all the time investigating alerts. So one of the things that we focus is on the identity. We understand, and we use technologies to do this, to understand the right identity object that needs to receive the alert or the policy violation. So we focus on the identity, and the identity is not only the person that can fix it, but is the person that has the context to fix it. Because now we're getting inside information from the person that introduced the risk or the vulnerability, and there's no investigation time by anybody else. So we can do that at scale. Regardless of how many engineers you have, Secberus can deliver the right policy locally to that person by distributing the alert and the instance of the product to that person. So now no one is getting fatigue, and the false positive rates have actually been decreased with the customization. So it's truly a combination of things. It's policy as code, customizable, is the workflow and engine automation that we've built to automate these processes, but it's focusing on the identity that is to solve and reduce that medium time to remediate or repair.
Right. That's yeah, that explanation makes a lot of sense. And how difficult is it to deploy a solution like Secberus? Is it quite a kind of a timely thing, or how long does it take, and what are the resources that are required?
I think there's two stages of deployment. The first one is connecting all of the environments, and that's pretty simple. For us, is maybe a couple of minutes. It is, we run an agentless approach. So deployment is very simple and very fast. We are able to create a baseline of policies that can be applied to all of the environments. Now, successful implementation is an adaptable approach and a cycle that we run with our customers. It's about making sure the identities are there, making sure that the users and engineers are actually looking at the product, looking at the policy, customizing policy. So there's two phases. There's the deployment phase, which is very fast, and then there's the implementation phase, which is creating a program of remediation and revamping the culture of an entire enterprise.
I've got it. Yeah. Okay. So it's like a kind of a two-step phase, a two-stage deployment then.
Yes.
And the second part being understandably a little more complex, as we have to build the rules and make sure that everything's kind of going to the right people and we're setting the right baselines, as you say. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense.